Yeah. Can you hear me all right? Yes, I believe so. Yeah, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you very much, Kamesh, for inviting me, and thank you for the organizers. I have followed all the presentations with great interest, and I think it was a great panel. And I think I told Kamesh from the beginning, I think I'm going to join mostly to learn rather than to give opinions. So I'm really glad that I learned and I heard several very interesting presentations. So I'm here mostly on my personal capacity, but as Kamesh said, I work for FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, which has done work on bamboo and is currently doing some work on bamboo. So I will just mention a few words on this, and then a couple of comments based on the presentation that I listened to. So FAO, I have presented this in the past already, but there is a bit of a movement FAO has been working on bamboo for quite some time, maybe not in a very explicit way, but I can mention a few. First of all, a global bamboo assessment that was done already quite a few years ago in 2007. That was the first effort to try to map and try to get an understanding of where is the bamboo basically in the world and how much do we have. So we do have statistics now, but now they're starting to be quite dated. A few other documents or work that FAO was involved with are also on a document on best practices for land restoration using bamboo. That was done in collaboration with INBAR and also a few other projects. I remember one in Ethiopia on sustainable bamboo forest management. Most notably, and coming more to recent times, we have signed an MOU with INBAR. FAO has signed an MOU with INBAR with the objective of collaborating and developing a number of concept notes and proposals. So there is a task force for this, and so we are proceeding with a number of project proposals that will be hopefully be funded either at the regional level or at the global level. So this, for me, listening to this presentation was quite interesting because it stimulated my idea of possibly inserting some of these topics, some of these elements into this, let's say, potentially bigger type of projects. One element I mentioned before about the forest extent, and I think it's still quite an issue in the most recent FAO FRA, the Forest Resource Assessment, which is a global assessment of forest resources. Only 23 countries reported on bamboo. And in a sense, I think this is a bit of a problem because that means that many countries who are bamboo rich, they don't acknowledge that or they are not aware of that. So this will link to something that I will mention again later to try to raise the level of bamboo, the awareness in the global arena, because I think sometimes bamboo remains a little bit hidden. My main work, day-to-day work, is in support of national forest inventories. So we support countries to help map and inventory their forest. And repeatedly, we have stumbled on had problems with bamboo because many times countries don't know where to put it. They don't know where to, how to categorize it. And I think in the latest presentation, there was the same issue. Sometimes these are trees outside the forest, sometimes it's a non-timber forest product. So until there is a clear definition and a recognition of a bamboo forest as a forest plant, as a plant belonging to the forest ecosystem, then again there is a risk that bamboo gets a bit sidelined. And so a few of those proposals that I mentioned too are again for a renewed assessment and also building the capacity of countries to be able to assess. Nowadays, with remote sensing tools, it's very much different from 10 or even 20 years ago. So there is definitely the technical ability, and I see even paper published on assessment. But this should also be done at a global level. And so I think this is one point that I wanted to underline. Yeah, of course, I think the UN Decade of Ecosystem Restoration was mentioned in one of the presentation. FAO is co-leading this initiative, and I believe this can and should offer a room for bamboo to play a role in this initiative as well. A few other, I mean, the first presentation from Shyam, and even the second one from Mark Peters, they talked about research. And again, I'm not directly following every single research that comes out, but I think there is quite a bit of a body of knowledge that's been published every year. So a lot of research, we even witnessed a lot of it today. My fear is that, again, it remains probably too much within the bamboo circle, the bamboo actors, and I think it would be beneficial whether this type of research, this type of knowledge, the potential of bamboo manages to reach higher levels in the forestry forum. I was recently in the World Forestry Congress in Seoul in Korea back in May, and I really look on the program to see where is bamboo. And there were a couple of side events organized by INBAR, but again, I think a little bit of a minor role. So to me, I'd like to take that as my own personal mission in a sense, and not just by myself, but I think I'm always glad to hear about many projects at the local level in many places, and I think these are really good to give examples. But then in order to move the big monies or to move the bigger initiatives, the profile of bamboo, I think, still needs to be raised a bit more. With this, I think those are just the main two comments that I wanted to share. Yeah, I think I will stop here. And again, thank you very much. I saw some people in the chat. I would also like to have access to some of the presentations, because I think it was very, very good work and very good, very interesting to listen. Again, thank you very much to everyone.